All right, so let's say you have this binary options indicator that you want to back test, right? So for me, I'll just load this indicator right here. So there it's showing some signals here and there. So this would be a buy signal and this would be a sell signal. So now let's say you want to back test this, you want to see how accurate these are, right? So one way is to just go through the candles manually and then see, okay, this would have won and this would have lost, right? But then here's something that you might like, right? So we have developed our own binary back tester here. So I'll just add this back tester here. Okay, so it has a lot of settings, right? But I'm just gonna show you the main ones, and then the others will go through these when we are actually running this in the strategy back tester, right? So in the strategy tester right now, I'm just going to add the name of this indicator. It's this one, binary test indicator, right? It's the indicator of just, I'm using it just for this demonstration purposes. But it's still a good indicator. So let me I just walk you through the settings here. So right now I see that I have to first enter the name of the indicator that I want to test. And then right here, I have to mention the correct buffers. So 0 for the buy buffer and 1 for the sell buffer. These are just defaults. You are able to actually change this around. So where would you find this on your indicator, right? So you just go to the indicator itself. So obviously the indicator will show you signals here, and you'll just look at the arrows or whatever that's showing you signals here. Just look at the colors and then just go to colors there, and look. Okay, you know that with the blue signal here, you're getting this bias signal. With the orange one, that's the cell signal. So this is where you get the buffers. So if blue in your indicator, it would be a different color, of course. But whatever color that represents the bias signal, just look at the number right here. Take that number, that's the buy buffer, and then do the same for the cell color. If the cell color, let's say it's number 4 or something, that will be your cell buffer, right? So you take those buffers and then you add them here, right? Okay. In my case, I'll have to load the strategy backtester. This is where you add the buffers. But let's say also your indicator has some inputs, maybe one or two inputs, like this, for instance. The stochastic histogram uses inputs of the stochastic. The stochastic has three periods, right? So the 14, 3, and 3. This one is using the default settings. But let's say you want to play around with the settings as well, with the indicator that you want to backtest. Well, the one that I'm using does not have inputs, but let's say it did have inputs like this. So this 14, 3, and 3, you will add them here. Again, let's go to our backtester. So this is where you'll add 14, 3, and 3. But if it has like more than 3 inputs, just let me, I'll add the ability to add more inputs. Let's say maybe we have 10 or something, right? So, but that's the main thing here. That's the main thing. All the other settings will go through them when you're running them on the back tester, right? So let me just load this. Okay, this is how it's going to look. So now I now have arrows, as you can see, these red and green arrows. So they're just exactly the same as the one for my indicator, because that's exactly what I want the backtester to do. It should take signals from this indicator here. So let's say maybe I had some other signal. I'll just write the name, and then these arrows will shift and follow the arrows of that different indicator. So let me just walk you through the backtester dashboard, the one that you can see here. Most of it is self-explanatory, but I'll just go through the basics. So It's the name here, the dates, the screenshot. This screenshot button, you can just use this to grab screenshots of the charts manually. If you just press the screenshot here, it will take the screenshot and it will save the screenshots in this folder here. Just go to um, okay, if you just take it here, it will be under MQL4 under this file section. This is where you'll get let me just delete everything and then just show you, for instance, right? Okay, so there's currently nothing in this folder, but if I press screenshots here, let's go to the folder again. There we go. It's exactly how the chart is looking, right? There we go. That's the screenshot, right? And then the rest is self-explanatory. So last trade results here, this will just tell me whether the last trade won or lost, and then this will give me the open price and this the close price of the last trade, right? Unless there's a trade that's currently running. And then these right here are self-explanatory. These are wins, the total number of wins, total number of losses, and I've also broken them down for you to see buy wins versus the sell wins, buy losses versus sell losses. So you see exactly that maybe it's doing good on the buy trades, but it's not very good on the sell trades, right? You can be able to see what's happening there. So you'd have the overall accuracy of the strategy, and then here it will be the accuracy of the buy side and the accuracy of the sell trade as well. So yeah, that's just it with the strategy back tester here. But how do we actually run this? So it runs normally like the normal strategy tester. So just load the strategy tester. And of course here just click on the binary back tester itself, and then just go to indicator properties. Again here, this is where you will enter the indicator that you want to actually backtest, and obviously you will set your buffers like I showed you earlier, and your inputs here. And here, remember I showed you the screenshots. So these screenshots here, the ones that I have, I'm setting all of them to true, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. So let's go back to this folder. Let's see, am I going to be okay? I'm not able to do that here. Let's do it via this side. Let's go to 1 second. You'll see what I'm talking about. So here on the file section, I have a bunch of screenshots, as you can see here. I'm going to delete all of them, but what these screenshots are, as you can see, these are after screenshots. So basically, whenever there's a signal, I take a screenshot. Let's do this, right? So whenever as you can see, all of them are set to true. So the buy before screenshot, sell before screenshot, buy after, and sell after. So what these are, whenever there's a signal coming in like this one, it's going to take a screenshot and show you how the chart was looking when the indicator actually gave you a signal, and then it's also going to take a screenshot after let's say you want this trade to expire after 5 candles. It will also take another screenshot after those 5 candles to show you, okay, this was the before and this is the after. So this is where you will find all those screenshots. So right now I'm just going to delete everything, right? And then we'll just start the Okay, let me just one more thing here. The trading hours, let's say right now I have from 0 to 23 because we have 24 hours in a day. But let's say you only want to test, maybe you're trading a particular session of the market. So you only want to run a back test maybe from 9 a.m. to 12 a.m., just those 3 hours. This is where you would enter that, right? You will choose those hours that you are looking for. Um, yeah, what else? Okay, everything you just play around with it yourself. Okay, this is where you enter um, the duration. Like, let's say you want the trade to expire after 5 minutes. Right now, I'm on the 1 minute chart. So if I want the trade to expire after 5 minutes, that would be five candles. So I'll enter five here. But let's say I was on the 5 minute chart and I want the trade to also expire after 5 minutes. That would be one candle on a 5 minute chart. So I'll enter one here. So instead of minutes, I'm just using candles. So if you are on a 1 hour on a 1 hour chart and you want the trade to expire after 3 hours, you'll just enter three here because that would be three times 1 hour, which will be 3 hours. And yes, that's it. Let's just go through. Let's just run it, and maybe you'll see how this. Oh, one last thing. This last signals candle here. This one's so the indicator that you're using will just print signals every whenever it gets a signal, it's going to print the signal. But let's say you want to test, like let's say maybe you get three signals in a row, like three signals in a row, one candle after the other, right? You don't want to take all those three. Maybe you only want to take the first one and not the second one if it's within the first three candles, right? So this is where you enter the candles. Right now it's defaulted to zero, meaning that if I get signals, like three signals in a row, I'm going to take all three in the strategy back tester. But if I wanted to only take one signal and then the rest of the other ones that are consecutive will not be taken until the last signal was five candles ago. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but if it doesn't, then if you actually add this on your own indicator, you will see the difference when you're running it on the back tester. I think that's it with the settings. That's yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's click OK, and then let's run the back tester. So you just set a period and then the the symbol you want to backtest, and then that's it. All right, so let's just run it. Okay, it's pretty slow. Let's speed it up a bit, maybe. Okay, okay, there we go. I don't want to run it too fast. I just want to show you something. Let's until we get our first signal, and then I'll pause it. There we go. Okay. We've just received our first signal, right? So this was the buy open. As you can see, this one has already been updated. This is where the buy close price will be, but it's not updated because the trade is still running. If you see this color is like this, it means the trade is still running, or the number of candles that you set for your expiry have not read are not yet up. So at the moment, the trade is still running. Let's see, it's a buy trade, so the price should go up for us to win. Okay, three candles later, and the trade is up, and as you can see, that tick there, it means we won the trade. And here, it will just update you. The last trade won, it was an ITM, and it will update your starting balance here. Okay, so far the accuracy is 100% because we haven't lost, right? So it'll just do that. Like you can speed it up. You can actually speed it up. I was just showing you. You can speed it up, right? Okay. So here's a sell signal right now. Is it gonna lose? Is it gonna win? Let's see. Um, okay, the sell signal lost. As you can see, the sell signal lost. So it's just going to update. So far, I've won all buy trades, but I've lost half of my sell trades, right? So that's basically how it works. And it's also on this side. Remember, I deleted everything here. It's also giving me um, before and after screenshots here. I've taken six trades, so I should have 12 screenshots, because for each trade I get a before and an after. So remember our first trade, this was our first trade. So this is the before screenshots and this is the after screenshots. So that's basically how it works. This is the before screenshots, sell trade, after screenshots, sell trade. We won the last trade. So yeah, man, that's basically how it works. And then once you've seen everything, this is just for you to study the trades, to study your own strategy. Like maybe if you see, okay, maybe if I add this or if I do this, these are the trades that win. Like if you want to look at, you want to improve this strategy or indicator that you're working with, you'll just maybe type here, just say loss, and then it will show you all the trades that are actually lost. These are the trades that have lost so far. You'll just copy these images and then study them separately. And then also, if you want to study the trade that actually won, you just say win, and then all these that have actually won, you just study them, and then you look at what is common between them, and then you just focus on that. So yeah, man. But when you are happy, I think what you should do is just to turn off the screenshots, because they also make it a bit slow. Just turn off the screenshots uh, and then just run the back test and make sure you increase the speed here. It should run. There we go, right? So it's running a bit faster now. So just maybe wait until you get like 1,000 trades and then see if you have a good accuracy after 1,000 trades. Then maybe you know whether you have a good system or not. But essentially, that's what this does, right? You can just backtest any indicator with this, as long as it gives you buy and sell signals with just two buffers, then that's it, right? So yeah, just hit me up and I'll hook you up with this system here. Okay, let's end this.